Hello, hello. Welcome back to another video in my daily upload series for the month of November. Today I wanted to talk about something that's been on my mind lately, the concept of patience versus inaction, and how that leads to frustration and how that can also benefit the process when it comes to my personal creative endeavors. So back when I first started as an artist, I would have these periods where I'd be super motivated and I'd want to go out and I'd want to produce work, whether it's for training or for like a final illustration. I would go into these illustrations and 10 or so hours in, I would be very disenfranchised with the entire idea or concept because I wasn't seeing results. And this continued for a majority of my art life, especially when I started taking more breaks after about around 2015. So I would take 2 weeks or several month breaks in between doing serious drawing sessions, and that severely impacted my speed at learning, and obviously I wasn't growing as fast because I'm not continuously studying or practicing. So the concept of patience is something like I knew knowledge-wise, but I wasn't applying because other emotions were sort of getting in the way. Ultimately, I think what hurt me more than being impatient was not taking action. When you're not acting, you're stagnating, and that stagnation causes you to really not progress to the place that you want to be in terms of skill level in general. And I feel like what I should have been doing, which is something I know that I still have trouble with to this very day, is I should have been focused on making super small goals and hitting those goals every single day. Not worrying about how little it was, just worrying about the consistency. And that is what patience really is about. Knowing that things are going to be slow and accepting the speed at which you are currently going, and then maintaining that speed so that it doesn't get any slower, but that you're still constantly building up. I still have had trouble implementing that even this year, with being so motivated with Trailblazers, with being driven to create for it, and honestly, like writing wise, I don't think I have the same problems writing wise, but it does happen occasionally. It's only recently that I've been able to pretty consistently write stuff for Trailblazers, and even for like chapter 0, I think part of what I can attribute to the delay in it taking so long, it stems from my lack of consistency. So what'll happen is, especially in the beginning, I remember this happened in the beginning, then I hit a stride. It would take 3 to 4 hours to come up with one thumbnail. And I would feel like, wow, this is just taking way too long. This is wrong. And I would get sort of, not really demotivated, but just anxious about the next page. I didn't know how it would work out. But what I've noticed consistently is that every time I sit down, as long as I can think up one panel, I get into the flow. Even if I don't think up a panel, as long as I put something onto the paper, all of a sudden my brain switches from, I don't know how long this is going to take. Is this worth it? To, okay, how do we fix this? How do we make it work? And I think even at that time, I might have been having too much of an unrealistic expectation of myself to complete. I mean, this is my first time making a fully fledged comic. So I might have had this expectation of myself that, I have to do a thumb a day within a short amount of time so it doesn't eat up the rest of my day. And that's the wrong expectation to have. I think that's not patience, that's just over expecting of yourself, or of myself, I should say. For me, I think personally a good goal would be, just sit down and work on a panel. That's it. Just commit to a panel a day. If I can do that, then I'm constantly making progress on chapter 0. And I think I'll feel a lot more comfortable with myself in general and not as frustrated at how long the process is taking. But the thing I should definitely avoid, first and foremost, is inaction. I think inaction is not patience. I think I've, in the past, have combined the two to say, okay, because I'm not working on this a couple of days, that's patience. That's me sorting things out in my brain to come to a better conclusion about how this can be done, or what the best way is to implement the idea I have for a certain page or a concept or idea. I think that's not correct. Inaction is the big killer of progress. Even if you're doing it slowly, you're still eventually going to get there. But not doing anything, there's no progress. It's just going to take longer. That's something I really have to focus on internalizing, really understanding and internalizing and accepting. And that's how I'll become a better artist. I just have to pick small battles, win those small battles, and then move on until I can eventually tackle bigger battles. But yeah, that's all I have for this topic today. Thank you for watching. Curious to see if anybody else sometimes confuses the two terms between inaction and patience. I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments down below. If you haven't already, please consider subscribing to the channel so you can keep up to date with my video shenanigans and any other content I may produce after the month of November. If you'd like to keep up to date with my artwork, you can follow me on Instagram. That's where I primarily post all art updates and Trailblazers updates. And last but not least, check out my Discord. It's in the description box below. You won't regret it. We have some cool people there. Take care, stay safe, and I'll see you in the next video.